Hi, I'm Roscoe Patterson, co-founder and CEO of Mosendo. I first met Dev approximately 11 years ago. We were doing a facilitator training together, and I got to witness firsthand some of Dev's facilitation at that time. What Dev really has that is kind of like his superpower when it comes to facilitation is a gregarious amount of empathy. He was able to hear things in conversations that weren't being said, but were the really open and honest conversations that organisations needed to have to go to the next level. He's an exceptional facilitator, and a couple of years later, I hired Dev, and we had many sessions where he would help me with my business. I didn't have down pat for myself personally was some of the leadership qualities that were required to really innovate in a company and get very strategic and look at things from a macro level and also, quite granular at times. So he's got a range to go from, in the dirt through to up in the clouds and really have a clear vision down to clear traction. So some of the impacts Dev's had on my personal life and in my business life is greater depth of understanding. I really have noticed with Dev that I would sometimes skim over some of the things that were more important, and if you have your focus simply in life on the things that are important and give them daily attention and focus and are strategic with them, then you can move things forward rather rapidly. I've definitely gone to Dev when it comes to productivity inside my organization, some of the tools that it takes to move teams towards outcomes as fast as possible. Anyone who works with him will not only get the outcomes they're looking for and the objectives that they clearly go into the relationship with, but much more than that, they'll get someone that will be there with them along the journey.
Now, I want to give a huge shout out to Dev and his team for putting on a fantastic event. Dev was a moderator and a speaker at the event. Now, Dev is a master at branding, marketing, and communications for nonprofit businesses and for-profit businesses as well. If you ever have an opportunity to work with Dev or have Dev present at one of your events, you absolutely cannot go wrong. He has an uncanny ability to connect with the audience and deliver useful, very relevant information to your audience. And once again, if you ever have an opportunity to work with Dev, you absolutely cannot go wrong.
I've just spent the day with Dev, and he really is wonderful. Dev's also worked with us in our business. He's not someone who wastes his words, so what comes out of Dev's mouth is very thought-provoking and valuable and high-quality information. I'd really encourage you to make contact with Dev and see how he can work with your business. I know we've benefited immensely from our connection with Dev.
Dev sat with me and at my pace helped me put together a process that worked for myself and the people that I was engaged with, that allowed a really organic growth. So in terms of where I was and where I'm at, the acceleration and the growth that I've been able to achieve in a very short amount of time through working with Dev is just it's mind-blowing. So if you're watching this video and you're considering working with Dev, I sincerely think that it's a fantastic idea to work with him.
He really worked with our minds as well as our hearts and our emotions. And also they appreciated his embodiment of what he was teaching, and I really witnessed that as well. Dev was empowering people to access their own message and voice, and also really to focus on the relationships that they are building with people. I was also impressed that quite a lot of people said, I wasn't looking forward to this session, but now I feel validated and feel like Dev was speaking my language and feel like I can do it.
What I do on my show, I interview influential speakers, entrepreneurs and authors, guys like Dale Beaumont, James Schramko. I've had Jerry Robert from Canada, a ton of really high profile, high level speakers, entrepreneurs and authors, and Dev Singh, I reckon, really slots right up there.
I have to admit, I was expecting some similar topics than we talked about in the past in other sessions, which was focused around time management, things like that. Dev's session just went above and beyond, and I have so much that I can take away, not only to digest myself, but to actually implement. So the practical skills and lessons that we learned is something that's directly applicable to our everyday work, and I'm really excited to get started. So thank you.